Now in this video I want to talk about the eyes of the Iron Man suit. Now I was able to achieve a really cool result simply using layer styles for this effect. And all I did was just right in here inside the eyes, I just drew the shapes out, and you'll see if I move them around, let me actually get my move tool here and have to move them around. I just drew the inside of the eyes as simple shapes and then just filled them with white as you see right here. And then I added a number of different layer styles. And this goes back to what I'm talking about in numerous of the tutorials I've done. I'm talking about layer styles and in different ways you can use them. And I'm just going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and turn them on, and you'll see the glow as it looks. I've done nothing except add these layer styles. And you'll notice here in the list, I'm going to go actually open up the layer style panel here, and you'll see what's going on. I have obviously an outer glow applied to this, and that gives it that kind of overall outer edge glow there. Then I added an inner glow. Kind of gives it that inside framing of the glow there. Then I added an inner shadow to enhance the glow a little bit more. And then I gave it a drop shadow, not in the sense of a normal drop shadow, but just more of the blue glow just to kind of enhance it a little bit more. So you can see that drop shadow is just kind of dropping that glow on the edge of the eye here. So there's a number of different things happening, each one enhancing the glow that much more because you can stack these layer styles on top of each other. But we're going to take it even a step further. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. And when you have layer styles applied to an object, it's going to maintain a certain look when it has sharp edges. However, if I go in here in the toolbar and grab my blur tool, and I'm going to bump up the blur strength to about 60, and I am using a soft edge brush, no properties applied to it, just a regular soft edge brush here. And I'm going to go over here and just kind of smooth out some of these edges here. Now, what it's doing is two things. It's kind of giving this kind of shadow effect like the glass of the eye is receding back inside of the helmet. Also, it is enhancing that glow. What we're doing is blurring the edges, spreading out those pixels, and thus spreading out the glow a little bit. The glow is not so focused on a sharp edge as it is spreading it by blurring it, as you can see right here. So we're just giving it a little bit of a blur on those edges. Again, serves two purposes. It's giving the illusion that the glass is receding back there and is enhancing that glow that much more. So that looks pretty good. But I thought, well, why stop there? Because what we're going to do is on that same layer. So you'll notice that the eyes look, if I zoom out, you can see the eyes look pretty good. Just by turning that effect on and off, you can even see with just that blurring, the eyes tend to look like they're really embedded inside there. But there's no way you can stop there because once you get going, it's just very hard to stop. And if I zoom out, you can see that, yes, that glow looks pretty good. But I'm going to zoom in here and go over here into the toolbar. I'm actually going to go and select the brush tool first. I'm going to get a very small brush. And you can see it's a 2-pixel brush, and if I brush the stroke here, you can see it's just painting a line and is picking up that layer style because we're on the same layer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab my pen tool. Now, if these eyes were this bright and the metallic surface surrounding the eye had any kind of reflective property at all, you would think that you would see some reflected light on that element. Well, I'm going to start above this eye here and draw a path just along that top area there, just like that. And then notice if we go into that brush and go into the brush options here, I've got in the Shape Dynamics pen pressure set for the size jitter. Now when I go into my paths panel, let's open up the paths here. There's my working path. I want to apply that paint stroke to that path. So I'm simply going to go into the pop-out menu here and choose Stroke Path. I want it to stroke it with my brush, and I also want it to simulate pressure. So it has some varying width to it. When I click OK, look what it gives me. It gives me that kind of cool little bit of a glint on the surface of that mask. Well, if I go and do that to other random elements of this shape, let's start by making a path here and then drawing the path like right along there. And I can just save my time by going out in that menu and clicking on this second icon here, which basically strokes the path with whatever the last tool that was used. And there we have our little glint. So I'm just going to go around this eye a little bit here and add just some random elements of little bits of light reflections around the eye here. Don't want to go too crazy with it. And the moment I discovered this, I'm like, oh, that looks so cool, and I just kind of went too nuts with it. But in the end, it looks really cool. So I'm actually going to do one along the top here. And look how cool that is looking. We'll just put one right here. And we'll just get another one there. Come around the corner here. Actually, no, let's do this. Oh, I think we got on the wrong layer there. There we go. No, it's actually painting with white. That's why. So there's that path, and we'll just add that stroke there. There we go. So if we zoom out, we can see now we're getting a little bit more realistic depth on this. We're getting that really kind of good glow on the eye, but also we're getting those little glints on the side of the masks there. Now, one last thing I did here is I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate of this layer. Just press Command or Control J, and it's going to enhance the glow a little bit. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the fill color down to 0. And I'm just going to go over here into these layer effects. Now, the fill color, it basically makes the original pixels invisible and leaves only the layer style visible. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn off all these other elements except the outer glow. And this is just going to enhance the overall glow. And I'm just going to increase that amount. And you can see the preview there if I turn it on and off. It's just giving me more of that ambient glow coming off of the eyes there. And there we have it. If I turn that off, you can really see it. It's really helping enhance that glow quite a bit. And those little glints on the side of the eyes are helping sell the depth of it. Not forgetting that blur tool to give it a little bit more dimension, like it's really kind of falling back in behind the mask there. Really helps that eye glow there. And that is how I was able to get a very realistic glow on the eyes. And again, remember, those layer styles are always changeable. Notice I can turn them on and off anytime. If I wanted to change the color of the glow or enhance the glow a little bit more, I can definitely do that because I've applied it as a layer style.